Well, look at you, you super teacher, wanting to just do more and more and more with all this technology. Well, you overachiever, I've got the way to create your groups for My Big Campus's website. So let's get started. The first thing I want you to know is that you have a copy of this. It's a picture copy, but you can open up the attachment that's on this page and print that if you'd like to have this next to you on the side. You don't have to. It's just there for you if you would like it. Now for our page, what we're going to have to do is we're going to be creating a group for every single period that you teach. It's not hard, like I said in the lesson 3. It is not hard at all. I will show you real quick how we're going to do that. And how you have the students join your group is up to you. You can either have them join it when they come into school this year, and you can have them physically go to your page and click on it to join, or you can just add the students yourself beforehand once you get your roll sheets. That is entirely up to you how you want to do that. But we're going to make sure that the announcements and calendars are viewable to the public on our pages, and we're going to make sure that the students have access to at least the discussion section of our pages. The other options are really just up to you, however you want to do it. So I'm going to draw your attention to my bogus web page at this time. Now I teach 2 different subjects, but I have 6 different classes in which I will be participating. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 classes of Intro to Technology, and I have 2 classes of keyboarding. So I need to create 4 groups of Intro to Technology, and it's just as simple as this. Now you only have one thing showing up here unless you've joined some groups or whatever, but what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to the end of your list and click Add Group. And then you're going to name your group. And I would name it according to the period. If you want to put the period first, that's fine. If you want to put the subject first, whatever your preference is up to you. I'm going to put the subject first, and then I'm going to write period 1. I'll just put 1 to make it easier for me. I do not have to do anything else. I'm going to click Save at this time. And once I click Save, then I come to Edit, and then I set my privacy settings. Anybody can see it. I want the announcements and the calendar to be visible. Again, I'm not concerned about all of these right now. I would, however, do all of your editing first on this page. Anything you want to put on this section right here, I would get that set before you actually continue on with copying to other periods. It'll just save you time in the long run. Anything you can do on the front side of things before copying this page is going to help you tremendously. I usually don't use chat. Pages and resources, that's just up to you. You can leave them there for right now, and that way they're available whenever you decide you might want to use them at a later date. Okay? So, the Intro to Technology. You may want to write a brief description of this. Of course, I can't spell description. And then once you've finished that up, then you're going to click Save. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. All right, so at this time, once I have everything here set up the way that I want to, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this feature right here called Clone. Now I know that I teach this again in 2nd period, so I'm going to click Clone, and I'm going to call it Intro to Technology 2, and that's going to be my 2nd one. And again, all of the things I want to be available that were there, so I'm going to click Clone. And it says it's going to take a while for it to do, and that's fine. And it tells me this has been scheduled to be cloned, and it will notify you when it's all finished, blah, 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 blah. And actually, it's already been done. You can see it right here. It's already ready. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not showing up there yet there. It's not showing up yet there. But I can clone this again to another one while waiting. And so that's basically what you do. through this process. Now I'm going to go back here. I don't remember how far back I need to go. Okay, there it is. Mr. Dial's class page was successfully updated. Good for it. I'm glad it was. Now, over here, I see that I also teach it in 6th and 7th period. So I'm going to go to that Intro to Technology page again, and I'm going to clone it for 6 and clone it for 7. So I'm going to clone it again, and this time Intro to Technology, and this time I'm going to call it 6 and then click clone. I'm going to clone it one more time, and this time for 7. And after I do this, I'm going to show you next how we are going to make this available on the home page. I'm not going to do my intro to record keeping. I think you get the idea of how this is done at this point, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm sure you'd rather get started on the creation of your web pages at this point. So what I'm going to do is my Intro to Technology 1, this class right here, I'm going to come up here and copy the URL address, and then I'm going to go back to my web page, my bogus web page, and once I have that open, I'm going to click Edit. And I'm going to do this with every single one of my classes that I have that I'm teaching. I promise you, the stuff that we're doing right now is really the hardest part, is just getting this all set up. It's the most time consuming. So I'm going to highlight Period 1, Intro to Technology, and then I'm going to come up here and click on the link, and then right click and paste and insert. And now my link is in place. I come down here and click Save, so that when I click on my link, it will take me to my Intro to Technology page, and now people who go to my website will be able to access this. I click on Intro to Technology 2 down here in my group. Quickest way to get there, make sure that's where I'm at, and I do the same thing. I take that and copy it down to Mr. Dial's class page. You know, there's one thing I wish I had done, and maybe you can remember, but notice how I have a back to PJH. I probably should have copied back to Mr. Dial's class page on these as well. I don't know if that's real important or not, but that's something I could have done. Not super important. So, whoops, I ended up copying that. Silly me. Let's go back to this and get this copied again. Alright, so we're going to go back to Mr. Dial's junior high, or class page, and then paste this one more time. And once I've done this, then I'll call it good. Go to Edit. Paste it, insert it, and save it. And once I'm finished with all of this, my lovely little home page is going to be filled with lots of cool hyperlinks that will take the people, take my traffic to the appropriate website based on what they click on. Alright, that's how you create those pages. Now, how we're going to use Calendar is going to be discussed in another lesson, and how you can use announcements. Anything that you click on announcements, here's the beautiful thing about this. I'm just going to, little precursor here. Anything I post here on this web page, on this announcements, anybody who's a member of my class is going to be able to access this page right here. It's wonderful. It's a great, great thing. Now, to add members, you can come over here and add members yourself. As you type students' names, it will populate automatically, and you just select them, and then they will be able to join the group instantly. Or if you want the students to be able to just go to your web page and you don't want to enter all this right now, You have them go to your web page when they're in class. Instruct them to do so, and then click above the banner. There's going to be a little request to join group link that's going to be right here above the banner on their side of things. And so they'll click on that, and then you'll get all these notifications, and they'll show up right up here in the notification section, and you click on it and you just start accepting them all as they are, and that's how they get accepted into your class. So there's two ways. You can either put the members in there, or they can request to be a member, and then you can accept them or deny them. You always have control of who's in your class. So if you lose somebody to another, they go to another period or whatever, you have the option at that point of switching them out at that point as well. So you have full control of these web pages, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Anything you add on the calendar, anything you add on assignments, all of that's going to be done, and it automatically sends notifications to the kids as well whenever you send announcements or add something to the calendar or do anything to the web page basically that lets them know, hey, there's something I better check out from my class. That concludes this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it.